Who do we rely on in tough times? Ourselves, God, our family, our friends, our community? Yaakov Avinu addresses two of these possibilities, relying on oneself and relying on God, in this week's Torah portion, Vayishlach. He's about to face his long-estranged brother, Esav, whom he hasn't seen in 20 years and who approaches him with 400 armed men. The last time they saw each other, Yaakov manipulated Esav out of his entitlement to material blessings in this life, all for a bowl of lentils. It's understandable that Esav might be pretty ticked off, even 20 years later, and that Yaakov has something to fear from his brother. What does Yaakov do? He prepares his people for battle. He prays to God for help, and he also takes diplomatic measures. He instructs his people to prepare lavish gifts to offer to Esav, the very material blessings that he took from him all those years ago, in a way trying to offset the possibility of battle altogether. Well, something must have worked, because they never come to blows. They separate civilly, if not with great affection, which is a great achievement in the Middle East. What do we do in our day when we face tough times? Do we rely on ourselves? Do we rely on God? Do we know how to approach the idea of relying on God? I turned to the great essayist on the subject of self-reliance, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who surprised me by having quite a passionate view of what it means to pray to God. He detests conformist prayer and demands truthful prayer. And in his opening words about prayer, he says, prayer is facing the hard facts of life at the highest level. In Hebrew, our word for prayer is tefillah, which comes from the verb lehitpalel, which means to self-reflect. Our daily prayer is exactly what Emerson says. It's not an attempt to enter a warm bath of God's embrace, although we wish for that too at times. But the core of our prayer is an attempt to face reality within a high moral standard and with real and true spiritual insight. I wish for all of us the ability to pray in this high and truthful way. And I wish for you a Shabbat free of conflict, a Shabbat Shalom.